What's going on, YouTubers? I'm happy. I recently received my shipment. I was finally able to order the things I needed to get my Refugium established. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we got here. 10-pound bag of Miracle Mud. It's what I'm going to be using for my substrate. Now, a lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. There's mixed reviews on the product. It is said to be an excellent denitrator and to also continuously release trace elements and minerals that are beneficial for your fish, corals, and invertebrates. So the product's supposed to keep your fish nice and healthy and also help them out with things such as the lateral line erosion. Now, they also mention where you can use this as your primary filtration without the use of a protein skimmer. However, I am going to be using both the protein skimmer and the Miracle Mud. So I'm going to give the product a try and see how it works. Next thing we got here is the Marine Pure Biomedia. Initially, I was going to go with the live rock. However, this is very similar to your live rock. It's even better because it provides you with a larger surface area to house your beneficial bacteria that are going to help you with your nitrogen cycle. It's also said to lower nitrates and help you keep a low tank maintenance. Now, the media is super porous. It's perfect to house and help you with the reproduction of your microfauna like your copepods. Now, for people that do very little rock in their main display tank, this is also a good option. That way you don't have to limit your fish. This media is said to be able to withhold large fish loads. So for my fresh people out there, you can also use this product. They come in plates as well that are 1 inch thick. I'm going to be using the 8x8x4 block. You can also get them in spheres for people that use bio balls. Now, for people that use bio balls, I recommend the spheres because in case of a power outage, this product stays wet a lot longer than your regular bio balls that can dry up and kill your beneficial bacteria. So let's go ahead and take a look. What else we got? I'm going to be using this WavePoint high output LED light. It's a daylight. It's 65K. They come in 6, 12, and 18 inches. You can use them in nano tanks. The light had pretty good reviews. They say it's perfect for refugiums. Initially, I was going to go with the 12 inch, but they say the 6 inch to be enough to grow your macroalgae. So the smaller the better, because it'll look a lot slicker inside the refugium area. So let's see how the light works out as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and start getting these installed in the sump area. Okay, so we're ready to place the mud in the sump. Now, if you guys want to give the Miracle Mud out a try, they also come in 32-ounce bags, and it comes with a plastic tray. All you have to do is just set the tray in your sump with the mud. And in case you're not happy, you just have to remove the tray. That way you're not shoveling out mud or making a mess inside the sump. So as you see here, I've went ahead and I'm using that concept. I was able to purchase this container here close to the measurements of my Refugium, so it fits in there nicely. Now, for every 32 ounces of mud, it covers 30 gallons of water. So if I would have gone that route, I would have had to purchase about 4 bags. So instead, I just went ahead and purchased a 10-pound bag, and you end up with a little bit more mud. Now, every year, you also have to replace 50% of the mud. So using this method here makes it a lot easier also to replace the mud. Now, in case I'm happy with the product, maybe in the future I'll make something nicer out of acrylic, but for now this should work perfectly. I also went ahead and created that little baffle there out of egg crate. Helps it with the flow, so the mud doesn't slush up to the side of the sump. Now all we have to do is just go ahead and start getting the mud wet. So we'll go ahead and take a couple of cups here of water from the sump. So we'll start getting the mud wet so it soaks up nicely, and that way we don't make a mess inside the sump. Now the only other thing I'm going to do after that is probably grab some of that saran wrap and cover the tray up. Kind of like to just hold things together while I put the tray inside the sump. So let's go ahead and get a couple of more cups in here of water and let it soak for a minute, and then we'll go ahead and place the mud inside the sump here. Alright guys, so we were able to successfully put the mud tray in without making that much of a mess. However, it did cloud up the water up a little bit, but much better than having just dumped the mud inside without the tray. One thing I did forget to mention, you don't want to have your pumps on, so you want to turn all your pumps off. We don't want any flow through the sump while you're placing your mud in there. So as you can see, the tray fits in there perfectly. Next thing we're going to do is install our biomedia block right here. Per instructions, it says that all we have to do is just rinse it out under tap water to release any loose particles, and then also give it a rinse under RO water. So let's go ahead and get this media rinsed out. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to rinse out the media here. As you can see, the media is really porous. Its material is also really sensitive. If you hit it, it kind of chips away. So you want to make sure you don't bang it up. Now, I was thinking of breaking it down into smaller pieces to kind of do like a little aquascape down at the Refugium so I can house fish. But I'll probably do that later on. I'm just going to go ahead and set it into the sump as it is right now. As you can see, there's also a lot of loose particles, so we'll go ahead and start getting the media rinsed out. Now as you can see, the material is really porous. The water easily flows down straight through the rock. So the water flow through the rock is awesome. See how the water just goes through without any problem. It's not even spilling to the sides of the rock there. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish getting it rinsed, and then we'll rinse it out with some RO water as well. Alright, so I finished rinsing out the BioBlock with RO water. Went ahead and placed it inside the sump. Now as you can see, I went ahead and also created two little stands there out of egg crate. So that way the BioBlock is not sitting directly on top of the mud and provides it with good water flow through the mud, so the mud can still have good water flow, and the block as well. You see? Alright guys, so far so good. I'm liking how it's looking. Like I said, if I'll probably break that piece down in the future and make like little aquascape down here, but we'll see if we go that route. All I'm left to do now is install the Refugium light. So let's go ahead and take a look at the light. Alright guys, so I went ahead and finished assembling the Refugium light. Now it also comes with this little arm here. That way you can make the neck of the light a lot shorter. Comes with a nice aluminum housing. Also with this heatsink technology here to keep the lights cool. Fully adjustable arm, and also with the attachment here with the suction cup to put it down in your sump, and the little knob there to tighten it down. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the light installed in there. Alright guys, so the light has been installed. I'm really happy the way it looks. As you can see, the light is really bright. Let's see if it can grow some macroalgae. Now, another nice thing about the light also, as you can see, there's no cables hanging. There is a groove on the neck that you can route the cable through. So it looks nice and neat. The light also doesn't take that much space. I can still put my hands in there to work in the sump. Now, the only negative thing I can say about the light is that it doesn't have an on and off switch. Which really doesn't matter, because if you take a look back here, here's my power strip. It has a built-in timer, and I will be hooking it up to one of the outlets there to have it turn on and off automatically. So yeah guys, all I have to do now is just hit the fish store and see if they got some macroalgae I can throw in there. Alright, and we are finally almost done. The last thing I needed was some Chaeto. I did not have to go to any fish store. My buddy down the street, Tony, has a beautiful 90-gallon tank, which I'll probably be doing a video on it later on. Gave me a nice little sandwich bag full of Chaeto. Beautiful, nice consistency. Got a little extra addition there. This little starfish came along with it. So it'll be nice. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in so we can start making it do its thing in there. Now, another thing I'm going to go ahead and add, guys, is some of this. Let me see if we can get a good shot of it. You see them there moving. Nice and active copepods. These are trigger pods. All we have to do is just let the bottle cool down to room temperature. As the bottle starts cooling down to room temperature, it says that we are going to start seeing the copepods start getting a lot more active. Good thing about this is that you can dump the whole thing in. You don't have to worry about the water. Not like, I don't know if you guys seen the other type of copepods that come in some type of green water. I don't know about dumping that green water in my Refugium, but this looks perfect. Comes with some instructions in here. It says the salt water contained in the bottle is mixed to a specific gravity of 1.025 using Instant Ocean brand artificial salt and using a 5-stage reverse osmosis and deionization filtered water. So it's perfect, guys. You can put in the whole bottle in without worrying that, you know, the ingredients in here are gonna mess up your tank. So hopefully I'm gonna go ahead and drop these in there next to the bio block in there to kind of see if I get a head start making them reproduce. So I'm gonna shut my pumps down for a couple hours and go ahead and drop some of these babies in and put my Chaeto in. So it's looking nice, guys. Alright guys, so the fuge is finally completed. Really happy the way it came out. I love the clean look to it. Let's take a closer look at it. Alright, so hopefully this miracle mud does its thing and this light grows out the macro. It's looking good. I'm really happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, post them down below. I'm gonna be dumping these guys in a little bit once the bottle cools down to room temperature. As you can see, they're really active in there. And I'm gonna be dumping them, turning off my pumps, and dumping them here on top of this BioCube. Hopefully we start getting to reproduce in here. Liking the light. Nice and bright. So we're all set, guys. The only thing we're missing down here now so far is the protein skimmer, which will be going in here. And I think I changed my mind. I'm not going to go with the 150 anymore. I'm going to go with the 180i, the Vertex Omega 180i. That's what I'm going to put in here. So let me know what you guys think. Please hit that like, subscribe. Check you out later, guys.